Hi everyone, Mike the Beast here, and I'm here with a special guest, returning guest, Greg, making the great comics. Greg, how's it going?
Good, Mike. Thanks for having me. Excited to be back on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I want to get you back on because in about a month, in a little change, we have King Con #2.
Yeah,
Uh, Last year, the inaugural King Con, I thought was a great show. I had a blast. A lot of great vendors, and we talked about this kind of in either our follow up or one of the ones many follow up interviews you did with guys from the community. But it was awesome, and it led to the creation of now King Con 2. So just talk about yeah, because I think last time we talked, you were looking at the new venue. So take us through kind of what happened, around that time and what got this official.
yeah. So like right after the first show, like adrenaline was pretty high. We were having, like a blast after talking about, the potential, and we got a lot of good feedback from the vendors and people that attended the show, like you. And we were like, we got to do another one. And should we wait till a whole year till the fall, or should we, And I was like, no, I think we should try to have one, in the spring when everything starts, kicking off again with all the conventions. Why not? So I was like, should we, we were kind of like teetering, like, should we just have it in the same spot? But we already felt like we outgrew it. There were some issues with parking. The two rooms wasn't ideal, although it was fine. It was cool because when you would go between the two rooms, everyone kind of would, see, people. There were vendors in the, if you remember, in the lobby area. So, it just wasn't as fluid as I would have liked it to have been, like one big room. But it was, a Holiday Inn, so we had to work with what we could. And so we were like, all right, let's try to look for something with a similar feel, like that's still that classic hotel con feel where, vendors could stay. Um, Maybe something that was local to, I know we went to a bar afterwards for a little bit. And I found a place right off the parkway, maybe 10 minutes south. I didn't even, man, I drive past it all the time. I just never acknowledged it, but I was doing some Google research, and I went in, and she was the lady who's been great. So they had like a wrestling convention there at that time. And I was like, that sounds perfect. So we went, they had this big ballroom, and that was meant for like weddings and stuff like that. And she was like, well, let me show you and that price was ridiculous. So we went upstairs to the second floor and looked at one of their other convention halls, and it was perfect. It's like a kind of like a U shape almost, but a little like a more angular, and it's just perfect. And we booked it like instantly, and it was a little tough because they also have weddings there, and a lot of stuff was booked because it was, it's post COVID, people are catching up. Um, for all the weddings they had to reschedule. So they were pretty tightly booked. And I don't know, we got lucky. I think March 19th is a great date. It's like a week before Big Apple. So we're not up against them again, because that was a whole like issue. So everyone could just kind of focus on coming to the show on the Saturday the 19th. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what um what are you looking forward with the bigger building? Because I remember there were a few complaints, like small, not even complaints about it being, not big enough. Uh, so now with this bigger building, what are you, looking more forward to do? What are you looking forward to do the most now that you do have that bigger venue?
Just kind of just seeing it all at once, because it was kind of the three sections for the last one. And we do have like there is like an outside area, a lobby area where Jay and Percival, they're going to be doing their interviews. They're going to be selling a few things. But once you go in, everything's kind of like right there. So I'm excited to kind of just be able to walk around and just see it all, together as one big show. Because this is going to feel like the first one almost felt like it was great and it was exciting, but it was my first time ever setting anything up like that, and we did much better than I expected to do. And so now it's like I'm a little back to kind of square one in the sense where it's like a new venue, so I'm hoping it does just as good as the first one, if not better. But I'm confident that everyone, including the vendors and the people that go there, are going to be even more excited at once they arrive and see the whole setup. So I'm excited to see the vendors' reactions and the people that show up, because I don't think this is like a place that really has comic shows. It has like I said, she said she's had some conventions there, like wrestling and stuff like that. But there's like a lounge in the lobby. We're on the second floor. There's elevators and stairs, of course. But there's a lounge. There's like a Starbucks. So it's like a little more like, it's like, could it be a little bit more of that, like, kind of, it's not a casino, but that little Mohican feeling where you can go leave and go have a
Cool.
drink and then kind of come back up to the show, or leaving, there's a Starbucks there, get a coffee. There's an ATM, of course. I think there's like a sushi lounge or something like that. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see how it flows. And I would love it if it does really well to do it there again, to have a place where we can kind of, fall back on and do a show there whenever we feel like we can do one.
That's awesome. And one thing that must have changed a little bit after the first show, what was it like with new vendor applications?
Well, it was tough because we had to like remeasure out the new space. And the first show we had like 8-foot tables available. This one it's only 6 feet, so we had to get a lot of measuring done. But we wanted to cater to everyone who supported the first show, off the bat. And I was including some people that attended, like you. I remember, you stopped me at the show and were like, "I'd love to set up at the second one." You were a big supporter. I'm not. What am I going to say? No. Of course. Like, definitely. Like, thank you so much. Like, so, it was a little tough. We did have to, turn some people down just because it booked so fast. And it was like, the people like you and a few others who were kind of, couldn't get in the first one. But yeah, we got a lot of, I still have some people that are reaching out. And if it, it's tough because I'm like a people pleaser. So
Yeah.
I hate saying no, but it's got to have some kind of, limit, because everyone's got to have
Yeah,
room.
of course.
I remember I kept having to go down to the front desk to ask them to, crank the AC up a little bit. Then I wound up just figuring out how to do it myself. It was in like a closet outside the lobby, because I felt bad bothering them. But I don't want, that feeling of there's too much, discomfort, because it's like a lot of like little things that go into it. It's not just comics. And, you go there, people, you want to make sure that they can park. You want to make sure that they can, feel at least comfortable walking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Um, who are you? What are you excited the most about for King Con #2?
Like I said, kind of just seeing everyone like, together again. And this time, like, I think more people are going to come that are from the community, because I think some people, it was the first show, and some people may not want to have traveled, too far. Or I know some people sat in traffic. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more people. The whole crew from Prestival is going to be there, the Warriors, everyone just kind of in their element, and I think it's just going to be an awesome time. And yeah, I mean, just really seeing it grow, like, it, as the day goes on, and then seeing where we could go from there. And just kind of watching and seeing it evolve in front of my eyes.
Awesome. Yeah, I really can't wait, because we have vendors come back, like you said, the Warriors, Defects setting up, Street Side Anthony's coming back,
Hmm.
Very Gary setting up. I 3 men are going to be there, and just a lot of people that I met for the first time last year, like NRG Comics, Kyle's Comics.
Hmm.
Those are just two off the top of my head. I'm excited to see those guys again, see what books they're bringing this time, and looking forward to meeting new people of the community, vendors, or people just going to attend.
Hmm.
And I think what you created last year, with just that environment for the fans, put on by the fans. Uh, I'm really excited to see how that grows with this show.
Yeah, yeah, and there's definitely that feel of there's the bigger booths there. Like Very Gary's setup was like, it's insane. And Absolute Comics and Statues, they had to split between Big Apple and our show last time. But Alex, he got 5 tables this time. Like, and then Gary has a friend named Paul who's set up at New York Comic Con, and he's coming, and he got 5 tables.
Nice.
People kind of really went all in, and so there are those big, booths that are going to be there. But then there's the people, that I wanted to have Had you set up at like a show before, or is this going to be like, I know you go to ClipCon, I think, out by you.
Yeah, so I go there as a vendor. I've never, or as a seller or a buyer. I've never been set up there. The only time I've really set up, actually twice, the 3 Men in the Basement had their swap
Okay.
last spring. That was my first time, and then show that was another first last year. I haven't heard much about this year, but that Near Mint Expo. So that was the second and last time I set up.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you're kind of getting your your feet wet when it comes into setting up, and this is a a good experience for you. And we do have a few people that are setting up for the first time, to my knowledge. Some people that are setting up maybe for the second or third time, because we wanted to keep that feel of having new people come in and who know people throughout the community on Instagram and YouTube and even Facebook. Um, not everyone has to be the biggest, name out there. That's you get the deal from people that, don't set up too often, or maybe have set up their first time. So it's such an awesome mix of collectors and sellers that are going to be there.
And that's awesome. And what's it been like to have a lot of those guys from the community once again reach out? And I know they might not, not setting up to my knowledge, but Justin Nemesis Prime and the Manimal on the comic. I always
Comic
forget
Com,
Comic
yeah,
Con podcasts. They've always, they were one of the first people to really introduce King Con to us and you and the idea of it. And they're still talking about on all their episodes. Erod was on, subbed in for Jay last night on the Defects.
yeah. I
Brought
was
up King
watching.
Con again.
Yeah,
What's it like to have all the support from this great community?
it gets me really, like pumped up. Like when Justin reached out and had me on. I think, like I said, that was, like you just said, that was the first one I was on. And I've seen Justin at local comic shops before, and I see him at shows pretty often, and we're always talking. And so to have someone who's like kind of like a show veteran be so excited and invested, that means a ton to me. And for him to have me on the show and talk about it, it's awesome. And then seeing the guys talk about it last night, they're excited, and be able to talk about, that's what I wanted from the first one. The first one, I just wanted to have people excited about it, so they could be, because there was nothing with the first one. There was just like, kind of, people were just like, I think it's going to be good. I have nothing to base it off of. Greg seems like a nice guy, but I don't know if it's going to be organized. But yeah, I made sure that it was as good as it could be. And Mike, my partner, helped me. Obviously, he's like he sets up at shows in Jersey all the time, and that's why I really wanted him to work with me, is because he is experienced at the stuff that I'm not, like setting up the measurements, things like that. I can, talk and ask people. Mike's a little bit more quiet and, a little more behind the scenes, but yeah, seeing Pressable talk about it, and Erod, and they're so supportive, and that's awesome, because I do sometimes when I don't talk, it was the holidays, and I was like, oh man, like everything, no one's really focused on comics that much, or shows during, like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And it's like, oh man, like I feel like is it losing steam? Did we burn out? And now it feels like things are starting to, and especially when I watched the show last night, things are starting to pick up a little bit. The shirts came in yesterday. We're going to be doing some giveaways. But I guess it's all part of the learning experience. Winter's a little more quiet, especially in the Northeast. And I think the spring is perfect, and it's really going to kick things into gear. And then we're going to see where we go from there.
Absolutely. It's pretty much the first big convention after the winter. And, even before pandemics, people are dying to get back out to like the big conventions, and they've got their money, saved, they've got from Christmas and gifts and all that. So people are looking to spend, looking to get out, and looking to get some, bring in some nice books, statues to their collections. Any books you're looking? I know you have a lot going on that day, but will there be any books you'll be looking out for?
Yeah. I mean, uh, yeah, I'd have to look, because there are some books that I want that are, it's like every day there's like a record breaking sale still, but there's some stuff I'd like to upgrade. I'd have to look. I have a Silver Surfer one. I'd like to, upgrade that. I don't know. It really, like, I'm not, I don't like, if I have a big, like, I have some 2022 goals. And I saw you had a list go up. That was awesome. And, but sometimes when I see something, I'm not even aware that I want it. I'm like, It's like
Exactly.
oh man, I need that, you know. That's and then it puts you back on that other goal for a little bit, but so we'll see. I'll have to think about that one.
That's the fun of it, right? Just we talked about this last year. You just never know what you're going to see at a con, and you end up leaving with something you had no idea you wanted, but you're happy you
You
have it now. And
always wind up spending more than you say you were going to. That
absolutely.
always happens to me. And that's good
Um,
though, because I want
oh yeah.
people to come and I want them to stay. I don't want them to come and be like, "Oh wow, this place is beat. I'm out of here." You know what I mean? I went to I go to these shows that are sometimes I'm like, "Oh man, I'm not like I have to do something and I'm not really in the mood to, like 'cause Michael sets up my partner at all these shows and I had to drop off some flyers to him and I'm just like, man, I'm not really in the mood today. It's Sunday. I'm tired, but I get there and, the shows are just so like chill and the vendors always have good stuff that I wind up staying, like I get that energized when I get there. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's something about it. The shiny Mylars on the wall. Man, it's like every time it gets me. I love these shows and that's why I wanted to put one on.
Absolutely. Slabs on slabs on slabs. You walk in, you
Yeah.
see just that wall of slabs, and you're looking for ones on your list, and it's just the best. Um, and yeah, once again, I can't wait. It's going to be like a family reunion. You've mentioned the Defects, the Warriors, Z-Rod, Very Gary, Street Side Anthony. I think Copy 01's going to be there again. He
Hmm.
came as a just to check out the show last year. There's a lot of good 3 Men in the
We
Basement. It's just
Yeah, 3 Men's
uh,
gonna be there. I think they're all I mean, like, Ever couldn't make it last time, and Dave couldn't make it, but Roger was there holding it down. Jay and Back Issue Paulie were holding it down for their crew, but now it's like everyone, it's like Endgame. Everyone's gonna be coming through the portals, you know what I
exactly.
mean? So that'll be cool, and, we have new people too, like Bronzeville Comics is gonna be setting
Great
up
dude. Yep.
there. Um Yellow. This guy, his Instagram handle I think is Yellow Label Don or Marvel Comaholic. I don't know which one he goes by, but we have him as Yellow Label Don, and he is friends with Johnny Mac Collectibles, and we were able to get him in, and his collection is just I don't know what he's going to be selling out of it, but I mean, talk about like signed books and just like an awesome collection,
Wow.
like yeah. So there's going to be a lot of people in there that people think they're going to see like the same people as last time, but we're gonna surprise people, and there's going to be just a ton of stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. I can't wait. For people that maybe are just found out about it last night, through this, where can they go for more information, for tickets, location, and all that fun stuff?
So everything's cash at the door because we wanted to focus on the venue and stuff like that before getting any kind of like online system going. It's a work in progress. So we focused on the venue. So it's all cash at the door. It's $5 to get in. You can't really beat that.
No, not
If
at
you
all.
want to come early, the doors do open at 9. So not between 9 and 10. It's early bird, and that's $15. You get early
Awesome.
access to all the vendors that are there. If you want to wait for general admission, it's $5. All the info and people's logos and stuff like that. And I'm doing some spotlights, as you know, on the Instagram page. It's at King Con Show. The website is King Con Comics Show. Remember, there's no G at the end of con. That's the fun play on words there. Because it's a convention. So KingConComicShow.com, at KingCon Show, Instagram, or MTG Comics. You can reach out to me there, and I'm always doing something on there. So you just shoot me a message if you have any questions about anything.
Awesome. And the one more time, the venue.
Oh, the APA Hotel, Island, New Jersey. It's right off exit 131 on the Garden State Parkway. And basically you hook a right as you get off the exit, and you'll see a sign for it. It's literally somehow even closer off the parkway than the last Holiday Inn was.
Greg, awesome. Thank you so much for hopping on, talking about the show. Because once again, I want people to know about the show,
Yeah,
and
of course.
I love to see it keep on growing. It seems like it's going to be a tremendous turnout after a very tremendous turnout last year. So I'm looking forward to it. It's about a month away, and I can't wait to see you, talk with you,
Yeah.
maybe win another raffle. But
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, we're doing some giveaways with the shirts. We're gonna be hiding like little tickets in
awesome.
shirts that we're selling. So I posted a picture of some of the stuff we're giving away. Mike's going to be adding some more stuff to that we haven't posted. So, yeah, hopefully some people win some cool stuff.
Awesome. Greg Winston, thank you so much. Everyone,
Hey, man.
come to KingCon. It was a blast last year. It's going to be another blast this year. And take it easy, everybody.
Hey, take care. Thank you.